as Edgar said, it's nice to see the variety of nationality of people coming here. And I don't remember the number of applicants, but I think it was huge. It was almost 150. And so this is only a subset of the people that wanted to come here. And so I think, again, this is a signal of a strong environment, of a growing environment, of something that will be important in the future. Of course, we are so excited that in these days we are just trying to think that if this conference can be a StatPhys in Africa, so something based on a regular timing every 2 or 3 years, maybe not every year because it's not easy to organize, as we know. But I think that there is space for that. Okay, so I think that we can ask also Ugo Chet from the University of Stellenbosch. He was one of the teachers of the school, and also the university was supporting the school very much with money. That is always very important. Thank you very much.
Ci senti Stefano quando parlano? Puoi sentire Stefano?
I'll just say a few words about
Sì, sento, ascolto.
So I'm Hugo Duchet. I'm originally from Canada, but I work in South Africa. I've been there for more than 10 years. I work in Stellenbosch, so I was involved in organizing with Fulvio and Padova, really, the conference, and Catherine at IFR. The guys at Padova did most of the work, I would say, so thanks for that. But I was able to get some funding from South Africa, so we have something called the National Institute for Theoretical and Computational Science, and then we had some funding from them. We were able to support students and researchers for coming here, so I think we supported 5 people. You know you are, I know who you are, so I'll be talking to you. I'm glad that you're here and that we make this possible for you. So the Institute actually is financing mostly research in South Africa, but it also has programs for visitors to come to South Africa and for South African students to attend conferences and schools in other places. So if you want more information about this, there's a website, so you can just search NITEX National Theoretical and Computational Science. Good. Okay, so have a good conference, and then we have our guest now.
Yes.
Hello, Giorgio. Can you hear me?
Hi. Sorry for the delay, but there's some technical problem.
Do not worry, you are always very much welcome. So let me introduce to the audience the Boston medalist and Nobel laureate, Giorgio Parisi, for this addressing talk. Thank you very much for staying here.
Okay, so thank you very much. I think that the organization of this this meeting here is very, very important. I strongly regret that due to personal engagement, it was not possible to stay with you in presence. But I am very happy to have the possibility to connect you with telematic ways. Now, the thing, I'm sorry for the delay because I had some technical problems because internet in this place Wednesday is not working so well. But I think that this meeting is very important. This meeting is very important, first of all, because it deals with different problems in statistical mechanics. Some of these problems are very more concentrated on the more theoretical aspects. Some are more concentrated on application, but I think that this is a typical thing that should happen when you work in statistical mechanics, in statistical physics, that you have a mixing of the two kind of aspects. Also, I think that is very important is the fact that this meeting is done in Africa. Africa is a very important continent for the world. We must, for our humanity, we remember that our species went out of Africa less than 100,000 years ago. So our species had origin in Africa. And I think that we need have a very depth of gratitude toward Africa that we have to implement. Of course, what happened that we as Western, now not a human being, but Western, we have not been kind to Africa in these recent centuries. We've been exploited it in many different ways with colonialism. After we have also economical exploitation. But I think that we must now start to help Africa to go to the level that people living here have the right to achieve. And I think that culture, science is something that is extremely important. I think that it's extremely important that one have a class of people working in Africa, of scientists, of people that understand science, and this is something that can be done, and this can be done also with the help of the first world, and there is a lot of things that have to be done in this direction. There are many problems on which we have to stress that we need to do for Africa. We need to help also for the education of female. There's a big gender gap between male and female, especially in high-level educations. There is the foundation that was done by Rita Levi-Montalcini, the woman who took the Nobel Prize in Medicine, the Italian woman, and that it made a foundation just to help young girl, young woman to study in Africa. And also we have to help Africa, to help this continent in doing renewable energy, because this is extremely important. You have a lot of sun there, much more than we have here. And there is something and we have to do a very strong effort in order to improve the situation and to have more renewable form energy sources. And I think that one way to start these things is scientific cooperation. Scientific cooperation is something that puts people together. And Italy has, we have a long experience in this type of scientific cooperation with developing countries. For example, the ICTP in Italy was created by Salam 60 years ago just with this aim. And I think that this meeting that is done here is a small but important step that is going into this direction. Because what happens is that in order to improve the situation, human contact between people, different nations, are very important. And the scientists, human contact by scientists is extremely interesting, important in this direction, because scientists are extremely keen to discuss openly with other people. There are no barrier in science. So scientists see other people in a very explicit, transparent way. They always do discussion or in science, so that they can discuss all different type of aspects, and knowledge of other people from other continents is extremely important in order to establish a fruitful collaboration. So I would like to thank again the organizer of this beautiful conference for having organized it. And I would also like to thank them for having invited me, and I would like to thank also people here that are going to hear me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Giorgio. Thanks a lot. Do you have, by chance, time for a couple of questions in case here?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
So, if you have any comment or questions, a couple of them, please come here. Don't be shy.
I will be pleased.
Never been shy in the previous day. Don't be shy now. Please. Yes, come. Because it's better for you to be close.
It's possible for them to use this.
Sorry?
Because the sound provides the iPhone. The sound you can understand for transform the iPhone. So it doesn't matter.
Okay, but I want him to see. I mean, I want Giorgio to see him. So please come here. So here we have. Help me. Well, present yourself to Giorgio.
Okay, thank you very much, Giorgio. It's Giorgio, Professor Giorgio. I'm a Lambo Kamel from Cameroon, and actually, my question is just like, how does it take, like, what are the steps to like have a Nobel Prize? Like, it's like a dream. When I just hear about Nobel Prize, most times for me it's most like a dream. So I would like love to have some hints, some steps, what we can do like to like strive always to like achieve this like this dream in future.
Look, can you? I have a very bad phone connection. Can you repeat slow? Can one summarize slowly the question, because I don't hear so well?
Of course, I can do that. I'm saying just asking Prof that regarding the Nobel Prize, regarding the laureates that we receive, you have today. What can we do actually to like what are some of the steps you can propose to us to like actually work harder to achieve this dream? Because for me, having a Nobel Prize is more of a dream that I dream to have. So, thank you.
Well, you are asking what steps we have to achieve to achieve a better collaboration. I think if this is the question, I think that the first is something that is not easy, because what happens is that the idea that this continent may have I mean, in the first world, in developed countries, there is not so much interesting for helping some developed countries to construct their scientific infrastructure, also because sometimes they're seen as possible concurrency. So I think that how to do is something that is not easy to understand how you should do. I think that initiative of this type are something like a first step in this direction. And I think, anyhow, that if everybody that is here start to discuss the possibility of organizing things with the Ministry of the Foreign Affairs, I think that one can find some amount of space in the type of collaboration that are there in order to have more conferences, to bring more people, to discuss more people, to gather more people together.
Thank you, Giorgio. We have a final question from Germain Kemo, Cameroon. You have now the subtitle activated in the Zoom connection in case it is needed, Giorgio. Please introduce yourself. Okay.
Well, the connection is really bad. If you write the question on the chat, maybe it's better because sometimes I hear, sometimes I don't hear.
So there's not a real question because I am proud to have you in theoretical physics. I have a Nobel Prize because before that, all Nobel Prize in physics was in applied physics. So we are so happy for that, and we hope that even an African in theoretical physics can have a Nobel Prize because in Africa we don't have enough lab, and we are just working theoretical, and this is a hope and a dream for us. So we are proud to have you a Nobel Prize in theoretical physics. So it is in a good inspiration for us. Thank you for this prize.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I fully agree with you.
Yes, the comment was that here in Africa they have just few experimental labs, and so they're really hoping for an African Nobel Prize in theoretical physics like you.
Yes, I mean, this will have less investment, but of course we need a lot of work to establish the good, to do more in the direction to establishing theoretical physics department. And theoretical physics department are very important because they can also quite easily switch to understand more practical things, as seen by the diversity of things that are done in this conference.
Perfect, Giorgio. Thanks a lot again for being with us with this inspirational talk. I think there's Stefano still connected, Omolon perhaps left, but we thank all you participating from abroad and all the people here. We really hope now to have an enjoyable and prolific scientific workshop. Thanks again, Giorgio, for being with us. Okay. We are, what about our timing?
Was that more?
And it is perfect timing?
I think so.
Wow, amazing. So we are now in perfect timing. We keep the connection open, but we already say goodbye to our guests. So the opening scientific talk of the workshop is by Daniel Scherracker. Here is coming.
Okay.
From Tanzania.
Bye,
Giorgio. Bye. Thanks a lot again. It's really important. Bye.
Oh, bye.
So you might use this one.
Yes. So now we take a moment to set the. So I think we can do this out.